Alright guys, today we're going to do a 2-in-1 recap. We're going to do yesterday's trading and today's trading. I just didn't get around doing yesterday's recap. But anyways, we have today we had NNDM on it made a huge move yesterday, but and pre-market, but it sold off. As you can see here, it came all the way down to low of 250, bounced back up. I wasn't watching this one, I wasn't too interested in it, but it ended up showing some strength out of the market open. So I ended up getting here after this halt for a move higher. I got in not at the best spot, probably like around 360. Around 360, it moved up a little bit up to about, let's see, up to about 375, and then I sold the rest down here for a small loss at 360, and it moved higher. This was a good micro pullback entry here, break of 389, move higher. It halted. Out of the halt, jumped in here right as soon as I saw some green volume buying. Jumped in for a nice little profit up to from 420 to 430, and that was it on NNDM. Let's see, the next stock that we traded today was RMBL. Okay, so this stock was a reverse split. As you can see here, there's a little S. That just means it's a reverse split. And so this one, we're watching it potentially over this high of 9.99 for a move higher. You can see here it broke that level, but it was very low volume, so I wasn't too interested in it. I ended up taking it off my charts. I wasn't watching it very close. It ended up making a very nice move. So it broke that 10 level mark, broke 10. It halted going up. As soon as the stock resumed from the halt, I jumped in, got in at a very nice fill down here at the low of this candle around 1085. The low was 1081. I filled at 1085. I sold up here right under 12, so from 1085 to right under 12, sold some, then it halted, and then it resumed higher, and I sold the rest around $13. This thing still kept on squeezing higher up to 1482. But so this was a pretty nice trade. Got in right under 11, sold some at 12, and sold the rest at 13. So nice $2 per share move. I was pretty satisfied with that trade. And then so we have on this back side of the move, we saw this pretty hard pullback, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna getting on this bounce. It ended up not bouncing. It ended up halting, going down. So that's not good. Usually stocks that halt going down, they keep going lower. So I got in at 1062 where this orange arrow's at, and then it resumed down here at 975. So as I saw some green volume buying coming in, I jumped in around 10 for a squeeze higher. I ended up selling break even, which I was happy with that. It ended up halting, going up, and then here it resumed from the halt. It squeezed up a little bit, and then it just failed, and then it came back up. This one was pretty choppy. I believe that was the only trade I took on that one. Yes, that was it. Those were all the trades for today. Yeah, that was the last trade that I took where I broke even, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna call it here. This is a good stopping point. That was a pretty close call. It was a smaller share size because I knew that it can make some pretty big moves to the upside and downside. So I mitigated that risk with small share size. And so we'll go on to yesterday's trades. Here, see if I can remember them. I marked them, so it should be okay. So yesterday we had a very nice trade. Actually, this PIXY was a stock we watched and we traded. It hit a high of 1556. As you can see, this purple line, that's resistance, and it tapped that to the penny basically. That's pretty impressive, pretty interesting how that how they respect those resistance levels. So I wish I had the pre-market chart so I could show you what I was looking at. But anyways, so this stock had moved. It was, let's see, where was it trading the day before? The day before it had hit a high of 670. So it was gapping up from 670 from down here, gapping up to around 11 where it opened. Well, I got in for a gap and go setup. I jumped in here probably like around, I think it was 1180 for a break of the whole dollar, sold around 1250. Nice trade. It halted going up. It hit a high of $15. It ended up pulling back. And here on this pullback, I was trying to buy the dip. I bought in here around 1250, sold some at 1260, and then the rest at 1240 below this candle. Which, as you can see, was a very nice move. I mean, it wasn't a nice trade. I was kind of watching for this candle to bounce up and possibly come back up to 14, but it was a little bit premature. So it ended up halted going down, and that was a good move by stopping out of that one, managing the loss, managing the trade. And let's see if we took any more trades on this one. No, that was it on PIXY. That first trade was a very nice one. So then we'll jump onto MFH. MFH here, it was also a reverse split. As you can see here, it was down at this level here at 150, made a move up to $3, and then it pulled back. So I ended up not trading this at all here on this candle. On that big move. Here we'll jump into the 1 minute chart. This stock was very tricky, very tricky. So I made a move from $1 up to $3, halted for 10 minutes. It resumed from the halt, and I saw a big seller on the ask. I think it was like 8,000 shares on the ask. And as I saw that volume being bought up, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to jump in here. I jumped in at 3, and it immediately flushed down to 250, around 255, and I was like, oh my goodness, this thing just tanked out of nowhere. A big seller jumped in, possibly sent out a market order to sell. Well, it dipped all the way down to 255. I ended up buying the dip, and I sold just about break even. Might have been a small loss on it, but I was happy to get out because you can see here it just kept on going lower. 256 was support. It broke that support level. It came down to 225, and then it just little bear flag here, and it came going down. It went down some more, and it just consolidating here at VWAP. So here, let's see if we took any more trades on this. I believe that was it on MFH. Then we'll jump onto ITRM. This one looks like we just took one trade. Here we'll jump in the 5 minute chart. 5 minute chart ITRM. You can see this one made a move from $4 up to $6, $4 to $6. So that's a nice move. We'll jump in the 1 minute chart. We'll kind of zoom in here. Okay, so this was a micro pullback. As you can see here, 498. I bought it pretty extended, so 450 would have been the correct entry. It hit a high of $5 before I finally jumped in. I jumped in at 498. This micro pullback here, which is very risky because it's already you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green candles. But anyways, I jumped in at 498 and sold around 520, 515. Ended up squeezing a little bit higher. It halted going up, it resumed, and it hit a high of $6. So that was pretty strong there. I was kind of hesitating on it just because I bought in too high, and those usually, if you buy too high, there's potential that this stock will come back down to, let's see, it'll come back down to the next support level, which could be down here. So from 5 all the way down to 442, that's a 60-cent stop. That's pretty big, you know. I didn't want to take that gamble. Or the next stop could have been here at 480, but still that's 20-cent loss. But so that was it for today. If you have any questions or my trading, just let me know. Thank you.